Welcome to Solace for Sleep. In 2016, a team of scientists published a paper that stunned the world. They had been studying sharks caught accidentally by fishermen in the North Atlantic. Using a technique called radiocarbon dating on the lens of the shark's eye, they determined the age of one female specimen. The results seemed impossible. The shark was approximately 400 years old. Born around the year 1620. It had been alive during the reign of King James. It swam through the oceans when Shakespeare's plays were still new. It survived wars, plagues, revolutions, and the entire span of modern human history. And it was still alive when it was caught. This was the Greenland shark, the oldest known vertebrate on Earth. A creature that lives longer than any mammal, any bird, any reptile. A shark that grows so slowly and lives so patiently that centuries pass like seasons. And tonight you are going to learn about this extraordinary animal. Not just its age, but its strange adaptations. Its toxic flesh. Its parasitic companion. Its life in the coldest, darkest waters of the Arctic and North Atlantic. Before we begin, I want you to think about time. Not clock time or calendar time, but deep time. Geological time. The kind of time that turns mountains into sand. That shapes continents. That allows species to evolve and go extinct. The Greenland shark exists on this timescale. It does not experience life the way we do. It experiences something closer to the way ancient trees experience existence. Slow. Patient. Enduring. So settle where you are right now. Let your breathing slow. Let your body relax completely. Let me take you to the cold, dark waters beneath the Arctic ice. Where time moves differently. Where a creature older than nations swims through the eternal twilight. Where the Greenland shark has been hunting for 4 centuries. Waiting. Growing. Surviving. Imagine yourself beneath a sheet of Arctic ice. The water around you is just barely above freezing. 1 degree Celsius. Cold enough that any warmth you possess is immediately stolen by the surrounding ocean. Above you the ice is thick. Blue-white. Blocking nearly all sunlight. Below you the water darkens into blackness. And moving through that darkness is a shape. Large. Slow. Ancient beyond comprehension. The Greenland shark. And its story begins now. Fact 1. The Greenland shark's scientific name is Somniosus microcephalus. The genus name Somniosus means sleepy in Latin. This refers to the shark's incredibly slow and lethargic movements. The species name microcephalus means small head. Despite growing to lengths of 7 meters, the shark's head is proportionally small compared to its massive body. It is a creature built for endurance, not speed. For patience, not aggression. Fact 2. Greenland sharks are the slowest swimming sharks ever recorded. Their average cruising speed is less than 1 kilometer per hour. That is slower than a human walking. They can produce brief bursts of faster movement when attacking prey, but even these bursts are unimpressive compared to other sharks. The Greenland shark does not chase. It ambushes. It waits. And it relies on surprise rather than speed. Fact 3. These sharks are among the largest predatory sharks in the ocean. They can reach lengths of 7 meters and weights exceeding 1,000 kilograms. That is over 23 feet long and more than a ton in weight. Only a handful of shark species grow larger. Great white sharks. Tiger sharks. Some individuals may grow even larger, but specimens are rare and difficult to measure accurately in the wild. Fact 4. The growth rate of the Greenland shark is extraordinarily slow. Scientists estimate they grow less than 1 centimeter per year. At this rate, it takes over a century for a Greenland shark to reach sexual maturity. Most sharks mature within a few years. But the Greenland shark does not become capable of reproduction until it is at least 150 years old. By the time it can have offspring, it has already lived longer than most humans ever will. Fact 5. The 400-year lifespan is not guaranteed for every Greenland shark. That was the age of the oldest specimen found. Many die younger from injury, disease, or being caught in fishing nets. But the potential lifespan is astonishing. A Greenland shark born today could theoretically still be alive in the year 2424. It could witness the next 4 centuries of human history. It could outlive everyone currently alive on Earth. Fact 6. The secret to this extreme longevity is not fully understood. Cold water is part of the explanation. Metabolism slows dramatically in freezing temperatures. Chemical reactions that cause aging occur more slowly. Cellular damage accumulates at a reduced rate. But cold alone does not explain 400 years. There must be additional mechanisms. Genetic adaptations. Cellular repair systems. Processes that scientists are only beginning to understand. Fact 7. Greenland sharks live in some of the coldest ocean waters on Earth. They are found throughout the Arctic Ocean and the North Atlantic. Near Greenland, Iceland, Norway, Canada. They prefer water temperatures between -1 and 10 degrees Celsius. Most sharks cannot survive in such cold. But the Greenland shark thrives there. It has adapted so completely to the cold that warmer water may actually be harmful to it. Fact 8. These sharks dive to extreme depths. They have been recorded at depths exceeding 2,000 meters. That is over a mile below the surface. At these depths, the pressure is immense. The darkness is absolute. The temperature is near freezing. But the Greenland shark moves through this environment as comfortably as a tropical fish moves through a coral reef. It is perfectly suited to conditions that would kill most marine life. Fact 9. The eyes of almost every Greenland shark are infected with a parasite. A small crustacean called Amatocoida elongata attaches itself to the cornea of the shark's eye and remains there permanently. The parasite feeds on the corneal tissue. This causes severe damage and likely blindness or near blindness. Nearly 100% of adult Greenland sharks carry these parasites. It is so common that scientists consider it a normal part of the shark's biology. Fact 10. Despite being essentially blind, the Greenland shark is a successful predator. It hunts primarily by smell. Its sense of electroreception is highly developed, allowing it to detect the electrical fields generated by living creatures. And it may also hunt by sound, detecting vibrations and movements in the water. Vision is largely irrelevant in the dark Arctic waters. The shark has adapted to function without it. Fact 11. The diet of the Greenland shark is remarkably varied for such a slow-moving predator. Stomach content analysis has revealed fish, seals, squid, and even polar bears. Yes, polar bears. Researchers have found polar bear remains inside Greenland sharks. Whether the sharks actively hunt polar bears or simply scavenge drowned carcasses is unknown. But the fact remains that this lethargic creature somehow consumes one of the Arctic's apex predators. Fact 12. The hunting strategy appears to involve ambushing sleeping prey. Many Arctic seals sleep underwater to avoid polar bears on the ice. They float motionless in the water, conserving oxygen between breaths. The Greenland shark approaches silently, invisibly, and strikes before the seal realizes danger is present. By the time the seal wakes, it is already caught. Speed is unnecessary when your prey is unconscious. Fact 13. The teeth of the Greenland shark are adapted for gripping and tearing rather than cutting. The upper teeth are narrow and pointed for holding prey. The lower teeth are broad and heavily serrated for sawing through flesh. When the shark bites, it shakes its head violently. This sawing motion combined with the serrated teeth allows it to remove chunks of meat from prey too large to swallow whole. It is brutally efficient despite being slow. Fact 14. The flesh of the Greenland shark is toxic to humans and most other animals. It contains high concentrations of trimethylamine oxide and urea. These compounds help the shark maintain osmotic balance in cold, salty water. But when consumed, they break down into substances that are poisonous. Eating fresh Greenland shark meat causes symptoms similar to extreme drunkenness: vomiting, disorientation, muscle weakness. In severe cases, it can be fatal. Fact 15. Despite the toxicity, Greenland shark has been consumed by humans for centuries. In Iceland, there is a traditional dish called hakarl. It is made by burying shark meat and allowing it to ferment for several months. Then it is hung to dry for several more months. This process breaks down the toxic compounds, making the meat safe to eat. The resulting product has an intensely strong ammonia smell and is considered an acquired taste even among Icelanders who grew up eating it. Fact 16. The skin of the Greenland shark is covered in tiny tooth-like scales called dermal denticles. These scales are rough and abrasive. Historically, Icelanders used dried Greenland shark skin as sandpaper. The texture was perfect for smoothing wood. For centuries before modern sandpaper was invented, shark skins served this purpose. Even the dead shark provided utility to Arctic communities struggling to survive in harsh conditions. Fact 17. Greenland sharks are solitary creatures. They do not travel in groups. They do not form social bonds. Each individual occupies vast territories in the cold, dark ocean. Encounters between sharks are probably rare given the enormous volume of water they inhabit. They come together only briefly to mate. Then they separate and return to their solitary existence. Loneliness is not a concept that applies to them. They know nothing else. Fact 18. Reproduction in Greenland sharks is poorly understood because mating has never been observed. Scientists believe they are ovoviviparous, meaning eggs develop inside the female's body, and she gives birth to live young. Litter sizes are estimated at around 10 pups based on embryo counts in deceased females. But gestation period, mating behavior, and nursery locations remain mysteries. The shark guards its reproductive secrets carefully. Fact 19. Baby Greenland sharks are born at approximately 40 centimeters in length. They are miniature versions of adults already adapted for life in freezing water. They receive no parental care. From birth they are independent. They must hunt. They must avoid predators. They must survive on their own. And if they do survive, they have the potential to live for 4 centuries. But most do not make it past the first few years. Fact 20. The heart rate of a Greenland shark is extremely slow. Some measurements suggest fewer than 10 beats per minute when the shark is at rest. This slow heartbeat is an adaptation to cold water and low metabolism. Blood moves through the body at a leisurely pace. Oxygen is consumed slowly. Everything about the shark's physiology is tuned for minimal energy expenditure. It is a living embodiment of efficiency through slowness. Fact 21. Climate change is affecting the Arctic faster than any other region on Earth. Sea ice is melting. Water temperatures are rising. Ocean chemistry is changing. These shifts threaten the Greenland shark's habitat. The species evolved for extreme cold. If the Arctic continues to warm, the shark may struggle to adapt. Evolution operates on timescales of thousands of generations. But climate change is happening within a single generation. The shark cannot evolve fast enough. Fact 22. Greenland sharks are occasionally caught as bycatch in commercial fishing operations. Fishermen targeting other species sometimes pull up these ancient creatures in their nets. Most are already dead by the time they reach the surface. The rapid pressure change and stress of capture kill them. Each accidental death removes an individual that may have been alive for centuries. An irreplaceable loss. A library burned. Fact 23. There is no way to determine the age of a living Greenland shark without killing it. The radiocarbon dating technique requires tissue from the islands. This tissue forms during early development and is never replaced. It contains carbon isotopes from the time of the shark's birth. By measuring these isotopes, scientists can determine age. But the process destroys the lens. The shark must die for us to know how long it lived. Knowledge comes at a cost. Fact 24. Despite their enormous size and predatory nature, Greenland sharks are not considered dangerous to humans. There are no verified attacks on people. Divers who have encountered these sharks report that they are curious but not aggressive. The shark may approach slowly, may circle, may even bump against equipment. But it does not bite. Perhaps humans are too active, too fast, too strange to register as prey. Whatever the reason, we are safe from a creature that could easily harm us if it chose to. The water around you is so cold it feels like it is burning. But you are not harmed. You float suspended in the Arctic twilight. And nearby, moving with agonizing slowness, is the shape of the Greenland shark. You cannot see it clearly. Only its outline. Only the suggestion of something massive drifting through the darkness. You realize this shark may have been born before your great-great-great-great-great-grandparents were born. It has lived through centuries of human history without knowing any of it happened. Wars meant nothing to it. Technological revolutions were irrelevant. It simply continued swimming through cold water. Hunting when hungry. Resting when not. Existing on a timescale that makes human concerns seem fleeting and insignificant. Your breathing has matched the rhythm of the shark's slow heartbeat. 10 breaths per minute. Maybe fewer. Each breath deeper and more relaxed than the last. You are sinking into a state of profound calm. The kind of calm that comes from understanding your place in time. You are a brief spark. The shark is a long, slow burn. Both are valid. Both have meaning. But the perspective helps. Fact 25. I remember the first time I saw footage of a Greenland shark. It was in a documentary about Arctic marine life. The camera followed this massive gray shape as it moved through murky water beneath the ice. What struck me was not its size or its appearance, but its complete indifference to being filmed. The bright lights. The noisy equipment. None of it mattered to the shark. It continued its slow patrol as if nothing had changed. As if humans and their technology were no more significant than passing currents. Fact 26. The Greenland shark's body temperature matches the surrounding water. It is a cold-blooded creature in the most literal sense. When the water is -1 degree Celsius, so is the shark. This sounds like it would be debilitating. How can muscles function at temperatures below freezing? But the shark has special proteins in its tissues that prevent ice crystals from forming. These antifreeze proteins allow cellular processes to continue even in conditions that would kill almost any other large animal. Fact 27. Scientists estimate there may be hundreds of thousands of Greenland sharks living in Arctic and subarctic waters. But this is speculation based on limited data. The sharks live too deep and too far north to be easily counted. They appear on fishing vessels occasionally. They show up on remote underwater cameras from time to time. But comprehensive population surveys are nearly impossible. We share the planet with potentially millions of years of combined shark lifespan, and we barely know they exist. Fact 28. One research team tagged several Greenland sharks with tracking devices to study their movements. The data revealed something unexpected. The sharks did not stay in one area. They traveled vast distances across the Arctic. One individual swam over 2,000 kilometers in a few months. These ancient slow creatures are also long-distance migrants. They traverse ocean basins. They cross between continents. They explore territories larger than most countries. Fact 29. The liver of a Greenland shark is enormous. It can account for up to 20% of the shark's total body weight. This massive liver serves multiple purposes. It stores energy in the form of oils. It helps with buoyancy, allowing the shark to hover effortlessly in the water column. And it may play a role in detoxifying the high levels of urea in the shark's system. Evolution has turned the liver into a multifunctional survival organ. Fact 30. There is something deeply humbling about knowing that a creature can live 4 times longer than a human lifetime. We spend our lives accumulating knowledge and experience. We build things. We create. We struggle to leave something behind that will outlast us. But the Greenland shark simply exists. It does not build. It does not create. It just swims through cold water decade after decade after decade. And somehow that seems more permanent than anything we accomplish. Fact 31. The vertebrae of Greenland sharks do not have growth rings like many other fish. This is why determining age is so difficult. Most fish add a new ring to their vertebrae each year, similar to tree rings. Scientists can count these rings to determine age. But Greenland shark vertebrae are smooth and uniform. The only reliable aging method involves carbon dating of eye tissue. This limitation means we may never know the true maximum lifespan of the species. The oldest shark caught might not be the oldest shark alive. Fact 32. When I think about the Greenland shark's lifespan, I try to imagine what the ocean was like 400 years ago. Cleaner, certainly. Quieter. Fewer ships. No sonar. No engine noise. The shark born in 1620 knew an ocean that was truly wild. By the time it died in the early 2000s, the ocean had changed completely. It lived through the entire Industrial Revolution. Through the age of whaling that decimated populations. Through the rise of commercial fishing. Through all of it, the shark just kept swimming. A witness to transformation. Fact 33. Greenland sharks have been found with plastic in their stomachs. In recent years, as plastic pollution has penetrated even the most remote regions of the ocean, these ancient creatures are consuming our waste. They cannot distinguish plastic from food. A floating piece of garbage looks similar to a dead fish in the murky water. So they eat it. And the plastic remains in their digestive systems, unable to be broken down or expelled. Another way human activity reaches even the places we never go. Fact 34. The muscles of the Greenland shark contain specialized enzymes that allow them to function efficiently at near-freezing temperatures. Normal muscle tissue becomes stiff and unresponsive in extreme cold. But these enzymes keep the chemical reactions necessary for muscle contraction operating smoothly. The shark moves slowly not because its muscles are impaired, but because slow movement is sufficient for its lifestyle. Speed would waste energy that could be used for longevity. Fact 35. Local communities in Greenland and Iceland have traditional knowledge about these sharks that predates scientific study by centuries. They knew the meat was toxic. They developed the fermentation process to make it edible. They understood the sharks lived in deep cold water. They recognized that these were unusual creatures. Indigenous knowledge often contains ecological information that science takes decades to rediscover. The Greenland shark was never really unknown. It was only unknown to science. Fact 36. I wonder sometimes what it would be like to experience time the way a Greenland shark does. To live so slowly that years pass like weeks. To have no awareness of aging. To simply exist in an eternal present where nothing changes because change happens too gradually to notice. There would be no anxiety about time running out. No fear of mortality. Just the endless rhythm of swimming and hunting and resting. It sounds peaceful in a way that human existence rarely is. Fact 37. The Greenland shark's slow metabolism means it can survive injuries that would kill faster living animals. Wounds heal slowly, but they do heal. The shark's body operates on such a reduced schedule that even serious damage can be repaired given enough time. And time is the one resource the Greenland shark has in abundance. It can afford to wait months for a wound to close. It can spend years recovering from trauma. Patience is built into its biology. You are still floating in the cold Arctic water. The Greenland shark has drifted closer now. You can see details. The rough texture of its skin. The parasites attached to its eyes. The slow rhythmic movement of its tail. And you feel connected to it somehow. This creature and you occupy the same moment in time. But you experience that moment so differently. For you, this is a single night. A few hours before sleep. But for the shark, this night is indistinguishable from 10,000 other nights. It does not mark time. Does not count days or years. Every moment is the same. Every moment is now. And in that eternal present there is something you can learn. You do not need to carry the past. You do not need to worry about the future. You can exist here in this moment just like the shark exists in its moment. The weight you carry is optional. The anxiety about time is optional. You can let it go. You can be here now. Breathing. Resting. Being. Your body has become as still as the deep Arctic water. Your mind has become as quiet as the space between the shark's heartbeats. You are ready now. Ready to let time pass without counting it. Ready to sleep without measuring it. Ready to simply be. Fact 38. I once read an interview with a marine biologist who had spent 20 years studying Greenland sharks. He said the hardest part was accepting that he would never see the full life cycle of a single individual. A shark born during his research would not reach maturity until long after he retired. Possibly not until after he died. His entire career would be a brief moment in one shark's lifetime. That perspective changed how he thought about his work. It taught him humility. Fact 39. The blood of the Greenland shark contains antifreeze glycoproteins similar to those found in Antarctic fish. These molecules bind to ice crystals and prevent them from growing large enough to damage cells. Without this adaptation, the shark's blood would freeze solid in the sub-zero Arctic waters. Evolution found a chemical solution to a physical problem. And that solution has kept these sharks alive for millions of years. Fact 40. Greenland sharks have been found in rivers. Yes, rivers. They occasionally swim into freshwater systems in Canada and Iceland. Why they do this is unknown. Perhaps they are following prey. Perhaps they are sick or disoriented. Or perhaps they simply wander, and sometimes wander into places they do not belong. The fact that a deep-sea Arctic shark can survive even briefly in fresh water shows how adaptable these creatures are despite their specialization. Fact 41. There is a Greenland shark jawbone on display at the Natural History Museum in London. It was collected in the 1800s. When I saw it, I was struck by how ordinary it looked. Just bone and teeth. Nothing about it suggested 400 years of life. Nothing indicated the slow, patient existence of the creature it came from. We reduce complex living things to specimens and displays. We label them and move on. But standing there, I tried to imagine the shark when it was alive. Swimming through dark water. Existing outside human time. Fact 42. The conservation status of the Greenland shark is listed as vulnerable. Not endangered yet, but trending in that direction. The primary threats are bycatch and fishing operations and habitat degradation due to climate change. Because the sharks grow so slowly and mature so late, any population decline would take centuries to reverse. We could damage the population now and not see the full consequences for 200 years. Our mistakes will outlive us. Fact 43. Some researchers have proposed that studying the Greenland shark's longevity mechanisms could provide insights relevant to human aging. What allows this animal to live for centuries while most vertebrates live for decades? If we understood the cellular and genetic factors involved, could we extend human lifespan? I am not sure how I feel about this. Part of me thinks we should leave the shark alone. Let it keep its secrets. We do not need to live for 400 years. Fact 44. The Greenland shark's sensory system includes electroreceptors called ampullae of Lorenzini. These organs detect electrical fields generated by living creatures. Every muscle contraction produces a tiny electrical pulse. Every heartbeat creates a signal. The shark can sense these fields even through ice and sediment. It hunts by feeling the electricity of life itself. When I learned this, I thought about how we are all broadcasting our presence constantly. Invisible signals announcing we are here. We are alive. Fact 45. There are Greenland sharks alive right now that were born before the American Revolution. Before the French Revolution. Before the Industrial Age began. They have lived through everything we consider modern history. And they remember none of it. Their brains do not store memories the way ours do. Each moment exists alone. Unconnected to what came before. This seems like it should be tragic. But maybe it is freedom. Maybe the burden of memory is heavier than we realize. Fact 46. When a Greenland shark dies, its body sinks to the ocean floor. In the cold Arctic water, decomposition happens very slowly. The carcass may remain intact for years. It becomes habitat. Smaller creatures move in. Bacteria colonize the tissues. Nutrients are slowly released back into the ecosystem. Even in death, the shark continues to participate in the cycle of life. Nothing ends completely. Everything transforms. Fact 47. I think what fascinates me most about the Greenland shark is its proof that there are different ways to succeed in life. We valorize speed and efficiency and constant activity. We celebrate sharks like the great white that are fast and powerful and spectacular. But the Greenland shark succeeds by being the opposite. Slow. Patient. Unspectacular. It survives not despite these qualities but because of them. There is more than one path to longevity. Fact 48. The future of the Greenland shark depends largely on decisions humans make in the next few decades. Will we reduce greenhouse gas emissions and slow Arctic warming? Will we regulate fishing practices to reduce bycatch? Will we protect critical habitat? The shark cannot advocate for itself. It does not know it needs protection. It will continue swimming through cold water doing what it has always done until one day there are no more sharks doing it. Fact 49. Sometimes when I cannot sleep I think about the Greenland shark. I imagine it down there in the dark, moving so slowly it barely seems to be moving at all. Heart beating 10 times a minute. Existing in a state of profound calm. And I try to match that state. To slow my own heartbeat. To quiet my racing thoughts. To exist in the present moment without worrying about tomorrow. It does not always work. But sometimes it does. Sometimes the image of that ancient patient creature is enough to carry me into sleep. Fact 50. The greatest gift the Greenland shark offers us is perspective on time. We live fast and die young compared to this creature. Our decades are its weeks. Our years are its seasons. This could make us feel insignificant. Our lives too brief to matter. But I think it should do the opposite. If our time is limited, then every moment becomes precious. Every day is a gift that the shark experiences hundreds of thousands of times, but we experience only once. We should not waste it. We should not spend it worrying or rushing or regretting. We should be present. We should be here. Now. And now you return from the Arctic. From the cold, dark water where the Greenland shark continues its eternal patrol. You rise slowly through layers of increasingly warm ocean. The ice recedes above you. Light returns. Color returns. And eventually you surface into your own world. Your own time. Your own brief, beautiful moment of existence. But you carry something back with you. A sense of deep time. An understanding that your hurry is optional. That your anxiety about deadlines and schedules and getting older is a choice you make. The shark does not hurry. Does not worry. Does not count its years. And yet it has lived longer than any creature we know. You are lying in your bed now. Your body is warm. Your breathing is slow and deep. Your mind is quiet in a way it has not been quiet in a long time. The image of the Greenland shark drifts through your thoughts. That massive gray shape. Those clouded eyes. That impossibly slow heartbeat. And you realize you have already begun to match its rhythm. 10 breaths per minute. 9. 8. Each breath longer and deeper than the last. Your heart slows to match. Your muscles relax completely. You are sinking now. Not through water but through layers of consciousness. Through wakefulness into that twilight state between wake and sleep. And then deeper still. The Greenland shark will still be there tomorrow. And the day after. And years from now. Decades from now. It will be swimming through the same dark water. Hunting when it needs to. Resting when it does not. Existing without effort or struggle. Just being. Just living. Just continuing. And tonight you can do the same. You can stop trying. Stop thinking. Stop analyzing whether you are falling asleep or not. You can just be here. In this moment. In this breath. In this heartbeat. Like the shark in its cold ocean. Like the ancient creature that has lived 400 years without ever once worrying about how to live. Let the centuries compress into this single moment. Let all of time exist in this one breath. Let the shark's patience become your patience. Its calm become your calm. Its ability to exist without effort become yours. There is nothing to do now. Nowhere to go. Nothing to become. You are already everything you need to be. Already exactly where you need to be. The Greenland shark has been teaching you this all along without words or intention. Just through its simple existence. It's proof that the slowest path can be the longest. That patience outlives urgency. That the creature willing to wait 400 years will still be here when everything else has gone. Sleep now. Sleep as deeply as the Arctic water. Sleep as peacefully as the shark that knows no hurry. Sleep as completely as the darkness that surrounds the oldest living vertebrate on Earth. And when you wake tomorrow, you will have lived one more day. One more precious, irreplaceable day. The shark will have lived another day too. But it will have thousands more. Tens of thousands. You have only so many. Do not waste them. Do not rush through them. Live them slowly. Patiently. Present. Like the Greenland shark. Like the creature that mastered time by